welcome you to the July 21st, 2016 Board of Anderson Township Trustees Meeting, and call to order. Motion to return to open session.
I move to return from executive session.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes. With that, would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Oh. Okay, we're going to open the meeting with a public hearing for the 2017 preliminary tax budget. Presented by Ken Dietz.
I move to adopt the agenda.
Oh, I missed that, sorry.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes. Now we'll move to open, we'll open the public hearing for the 2017 preliminary tax budget. Ken?
Thank you. Every July, we come before the board and the residents of the township. We have to prepare a budget for next year, 2017. It's a tax budget. Not all counties require that. Hamilton County does. But it is a good exercise. We worked hard, thanks to my staff, Vicki, the administrative staff, and all the department heads. We put together what we think is going to happen next year. Those things will change by the time we adopt our permanent budget on March the 31st or at the end of March of 2017. But just to make it simple, comparing the tax budget, the preliminary temporary budget, to the 2016 budget that we're operating on now, most of the funds are very close to spending that they are in 2017 that we plan as they are in 2016. The exceptions are we're going to have a pretty good increase in our TIF collections next year, and the school district's probably going to get like $1.1 million more than they got this year, so that's an increase in the budget, although it's a pass-through amount.
Yeah.
So that's one of the areas. There's another TIF, the Ohio River TIF, where that's going to go up about $400,000, so that money is going to go to the school district, and that's part of that, so that's $1.5 million there. And then we are going to spend an extra $1 million in our TIF fund. We've been very conservative on our spending there, but we're going to do some things that we've pushed off a little bit, and that's another close to $1 million. So that pretty much accounts for the difference in the two budgets. You know, so like I said, trying to keep it simple. The funds, most of the funds we're spending about at the same amount that we have been, a little bit more, but you know, maybe 100,000 here or 100,000 there. In the sheriff's department, we're up a little bit, but you know, a couple $100,000 because our contracts are increasing, and in the fire and rescue, another 100,000 maybe. So and that's not a bad increase. Hopefully, as I always say, we won't. Our 2016 budget, we will not spend the total amount. We usually come in anywhere from 3 to 5% below that. So these numbers, I would assume, by the time we get to 2017, will come in another 3 to 5% below what we're predicting for next year. And we will keep tweaking this budget until next March when we have to do our permanent budget. So I would need your approval.
Well, as a open public hearing, if anyone has any questions regarding this matter, you can approach. Anyone? All right. So with that, I move to close the public hearing. And do I have a motion?
I move to approve the 2017 preliminary summary tax budget as presented by the fiscal officer.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Ken.
Paul, presentations and recognitions. Hi, Paul.
Thank you. Tonight, we have the announcement of the Beautification Award winners. This program has been led by our Betterment and Beautification Committee for over 15 years, and the purpose of the program is to really honor those properties who have either had a substantial improvement for commercial properties the past 2 years, or for those properties that have outstanding landscaping design, either for private residence or commercial property. The award was advertised in the Forest Hills Journal, the Cincinnati Enquirer, Anderson Insights, our Facebook page, and also on our website. And the Betterment and Beautification Committee met on June the 23rd to go over the nominations and are recommending these winners to you tonight. And we do have some of the property owners' representatives here. So with the first award, so Steve, if you'll just go to the, is the Outstanding Design, Landscaping Design for Commercial Properties. And this award recognizes outstanding landscaping and just overall appearance of the property. So our award winner in that category is the Goddard School, which is located at 1280 Nagel Road. And I think if you'll come up. Ms. Stone's going to present you the award.
Beautification.
You could have gone this way.
The second category is a Site Improvement Award, and these are for commercial properties who have made significant improvements over the past 2 years to their property. So this is either complete redevelopment of the site, it could be facade improvements, either to the building or to the improvements to the parking area or the landscaping. And we have 2 award winners in this category. So the first award winner is the property at 8460 Beachmont Avenue. This was a strip center that has been completely remodeled with a new facade and is completely occupied. And so we have the owners of the property, Rick and Ross Vigran. I knew I was going to. Thank you. If you all wanted to say.
You guys did a great job on that. Thanks. Nice.
The second award winner in this category was Audi. This was a partial demolition of a former auto dealer, and then the rebuilding of the Audi showroom in the front of the existing service area. This is located at 8667 Beachmont Avenue. I don't think they're... the next 2 are for residential properties. This is for, the first one is for neighborhoods, recognizing outstanding common areas, whether it's a sign identifying the neighborhood or just landscaping throughout the development. The winner of this is Nagel Woods, located on Nagel Road. I don't know if we have anyone here either. No one here? No one here. And then the final award is for a private residence. And again, this is just to honor curb appeal, so outstanding landscaping for private residents, and this is located at 6873 High Meadows Drive. And she was also unable to attend, but she did want to thank the township for her award.
Cool. Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you for thinking. You missed it. You can watch it on ACTV. Okay, the crowd dwindles. That's right. With that, we'll get to the public forum section of our meeting. Individuals who wish to address the board should make non-repetitive points as clearly and concisely as possible, limiting their comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Speakers are asked to state their name and address for the record. Anyone wishing to address the board, please come forward. Please. Sheila, you want to say something, don't you? Okay. Wait, maybe she does.
Oh, she's back.
She's back.
Maybe she
Well, watch this. Do you want to say something?
I think it's supposed to be.
Okay. All right, with that, we will close the public forum comment section of our meeting and get to trustee comments. Dee?
No, I'm good.
Josh?
I'd like to comment on your shirt.
Thank you. I'll take that as a positive.
We did have, at our interim meeting, we made the announcement that the audit for 2014, 2015 was a clean audit. And once again, thanks to the staff, my staff, the administrators, the department heads, and the support of the trustees to make that possible. It's like our 10th or 11th year in a row.
That's amazing.
That's good work,
That's
yeah.
great.
I do have a couple of comments. First of all, just so that everybody watching at home, and to get into the record, I'd like to say how traveling up and down Beachmont in 5 miles is becoming challenging, so I would ask that people try to either reroute their traffic as much as they can or go around it if you can. It's not our fault. I'd like to take our hat off to staff because I know it's a challenge to staff working with the state, and it can be challenging when we're not getting either information or answers or the correct information, and it's getting hot out there, and I've heard that we've gotten some comments on Facebook on our site that weren't particularly productive, and it's really not our fault. We're not doing it. Steve, you can jump in at any time, but we're not, we're not scheduling that work. We're not coordinating that. I mean, we're coordinating it as much as we can, but this is a state project. Is that correct?
It is, and I think the confusion is we're a partner in this project, but at the end of the day, they're the construction manager. None of the projects you see out there are ours, so we're doing our best to hold everyone's hand and have everybody talk to each other. The good news is it'll all be done at once, and then we'll be able to move on. So our website and our Facebook page do have the most up-to-date information. We try to keep it local for our residents. Unfortunately, some folks use that as an opportunity to be non-productive and downright rude, but we'll do our best to work through that. So.
Well, Beachmont, they've changed the cycling of the lights to account for the narrowing or the elimination of turn lanes, and it's much different cycling. We've even lost a lane going eastbound on Beachmont, which is backing traffic up. So I just suggest to residents, if they can, jump up to Clough or jump down to Forest, or, I know we don't necessarily encourage cutting through, residential neighborhoods, but if you can avoid that intersection, please do so. And then, every once in a while, we do have emergency vehicles going through there, and it just adds to the mess. I'd also like to ask if we could, it has been a tough, for our police nationwide, it's been a tough several weeks. And so I would just ask that everyone, where I'm going to ask for a moment of silence here in a second, but just keep our police and EMS and fire in your thoughts and prayers, because there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world today that I don't particularly understand. And we appreciate the job that our sheriff's office does for us, and we just want you to know that we are looking out for you guys as well as you look, and we appreciate you looking out for us. You keep us from the you're the line between us and anarchy, so we appreciate that. So I just and Mark as well, fire. So if you could just have a moment of silence for the poor police officers that suffered. Thank you. That trustee comments are now over. Fiscal Officer Ken Dietz.
Thank you. We have the financial reports for the end of June available. Expenditures are way under budget, but that doesn't mean that we won't be spending our allotted funds. As I said before, we will probably not spend anywhere close to 100% of what's budgeted. We have some contracts out there that we need to catch up on, but by the end of the third quarter, we'll probably be pretty much on target. Revenues are lagging a little bit simply because our last settlement from the county auditor's office was late getting to us, and it's not a good reflection of what our collections are, but if you look forward and anticipate what we're going to receive, our estimates are pretty close to what we think we're going to get. So, and I have no appropriation changes, thank God.
Thanks, Ken. Law Director Margaret.
New report.
Like that. Paul's back with planning and zoning.
There is a resolution for your consideration determining nuisance on property located at 8115 Forest Road, and this is for tall grass. We have been able, just within the past couple of days, to make contact with the bank, but we would like for you to consider this resolution in case that doesn't work, pan out, that they will start mowing the grass.
Do I have a motion?
Okay, I move to adopt a resolution determining existence of a nuisance on land owned by Barbara A. Winstead, located at 8115 Forest Road in Anderson Township, and providing for notice and remediation pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 505.87.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Garth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
And then second on our agenda, a zone change request has been filed. This was heard on July the 7th by Hamilton County Regional Planning Commission. This was case number 2, 2016, and this is for property located on Nagel Road, 1339 and 1357 Nagel Road. The Regional Planning Commission recommended approval with conditions. Therefore, the Zoning Commission will hear the zone change request this coming Monday. And if the Zoning Commission makes a decision, it will be forwarded to you potentially at your August 18th meeting. Therefore, we are requesting that you set a public hearing for case 2, 2016 Anderson for the August the 18th, 2016 regular board meeting.
I move to set a public hearing for Thursday, August 18th, 2016 at 6 p.m. at Anderson Center, 7855 Mile Road, Anderson Township, Ohio, for the purpose of hearing case Anderson number 2-2016.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Garth?
I am recusing myself for professional reasons and to avoid any appearance of impropriety.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Yes.
You said yes. All right.
Thank you.
Paul, thanks for the grass thing. I know I'd like to remind people how it's a maze trying to find how many layers do you have to go through on average? 4 or 5?
Kudos to Barb Hefner, our zoning inspector. She
Yeah.
is very diligent in trying to find the responsible parties.
Thank you. I know it's hard to do, so thank you. Matt, Sheriff's Office.
Good evening. Just 2 very, very brief items on the agenda for you this evening. First one is a liquor license transfer. It's for OMSAI Marathon LLC, DBA, as 5 Mile Marathon located 6790 Kellogg Avenue. Our department has no objections to this transfer.
Motion?
I move not to object to a liquor license transfer request for OMSAI Marathon LLC, doing business as 5 Mile Marathon, 6790 Kellogg Avenue.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Garth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
And the second is listed as a liquor license request transfer. It's for PNK Ohio LLC, doing business as Belterra Park and Terrace and Aprons, 6301 Kellogg. I've just been informed that that's actually a stock transfer. So it's no change, it's just a stock transfer, it's just a formality.
Oh, okay.
I move not to object to a liquor license request for PNK Ohio LLC, DBA Belterra Park and Terrace and Aprons located at 6301 Kellogg Avenue.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Garth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
And if I could respond to the board's sentiments, we do appreciate all the support, both of the board and of the staff here. The response from the township residents has been really, really positive. We have, the last week, I think we've had lunch provided for us for the entire district for probably 5 out of the 7 last days, plus the cakes, the donuts, the cookies. Our entire dry erase board is filled with cards and coloring things. One young resident thanked us for keeping them safe from robbers and ninjas. So he knows exactly what we do on a day-to-day basis.
Pokemon.
Seen some of those ninjas running around.
I would encourage a little bit more fruit and nuts, because we get one more box of Buskins and we're not going to be as effective as we were last week.
Ninjas will be getting away.
Exactly. So I do appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Of course, I get to follow up the donut comment. I have one item before the board tonight, which is the parking restrictions on Ayers Road. As the board is familiar, back in 2013, the Riverview Estates subdivision was accepted, putting a section on the dead-end stub of Ayers Road in the possession of the township's responsibility for road maintenance. That meant that the county engineer's office would have to travel down Ayers Road, plowing and maintaining the road, and then turn around at our cul-de-sac and drive all the way back out and not hit the cul-de-sac. It would also mean that we would have had to not plow the first section of the roadway, go all the way into our subdivision and plow. So with that in mind, we traded inventory with the county engineer. We traded Dunn Road, which was by definition a county road anyway. A county road by definition is any roadway that attaches between a county road and a county road. Dunn Road being attached between Markley and Salem made that a good candidate. It was a trade in inventory. With that comes this request then for this road to be added to our no parking restrictions. Because of its narrow width, we need to, at this time, until the road would be improved or could be improved in the future, we need to prohibit parking on both sides of the section that we transferred from the county engineer. So this would be from Asbury Road back to the Riverview Estates subdivision.
Right. Sure.
I move to amend Exhibit A of Resolution Number 4-0520-07, regulating parking on all township streets with exceptions where consideration of public safety permit by the addition of prohibiting parking on either side of Ayers Road from Asbury Road to 2,198.17 lineal feet, or .42 miles.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Gerth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
That's all I have.
That's all you have.
Thank you.
Fire and Rescue, Mark Ober, Chief. Nice job.
Good evening. The first item on the agenda is a follow-up to a memo that was sent back in May. We were going to originally advertise a replacement engine, and we ended up, instead of advertising it for $50,000 and probably losing about 6 to 10% for advertisement, we were able to find a buyer out in the Peebles, Ohio area, Meigs Township, for $45,000. So in front of you, you have a resolution to allow us able to do that. And the cost of the vehicle was a little over $250,000, so we're regaining some of it back. I'm struggling with having a 2000 model that's 16 years old. Time's getting away from us. But we have replaced it. The new engine is in service, a lot of upgrades. So with that said, we're ready to move forward.
I move to authorize the sale of surplus equipment to Meigs Township, County of Adams, Ohio, pursuant to contract authorized by Section 505.101 of the revised code.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Gerth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda comes from our EMS division and some of their diligent work. We, as you well know, with paramedic service since 1977, we've had heart monitors. And it's time to replace some models that are 15 years old with new technology. And with that said, you have a resolution in front of you enabling us to trade two in, extend a service contract, and purchase two models off a steep bid that were both in our 2014 and 16 budget. We've been waiting for the prices right, and our EMS team has put this together. So in front of you, you have a resolution to upgrade two of our heart monitors.
I move to adopt a resolution authorizing the purchase of equipment pursuant to Section 505.101 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Gerth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to update administration and the board. Currently, right now, we have made 14 responses today, and since 2:30, 6 of them have been to Riverbend. The work tour is there. We put a battalion chief down there who's now running our command from out of there to assist the privates who are overwhelmed. The last one we transferred, we took to St. E's East, because Mercy is kind of full right now. And with the temperature the way it is, we've also put a 5th ambulance on the street till about 11 o'clock tonight, so some of my folks have stepped up. A couple of chiefs are helping out on their off time, so we're just trying to get through this.
For the pool?
No, for the Riverbend.
there's
the
a concert.
Riverbend,
It's a yearly
all-day
event.
affair.
Yeah.
So there's like 35 of them in first
My
aid
boys
now, my
were-
last report, that could go either way. Either they get better with fluids or they have to be transported. So this has been going on since, we've been affected since 2:30. So just wanted to update you that that's going on in case you hear anything on it or see any postings. That's what we're dealing with today, amongst all the heat.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks,
thank
Mark.
you.
Thanks,
So do we have a long-term plan to deal with this?
We have worked with Riverbend over the years, since they are owned by the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra, and it's a not-for-profit. We do not get any tax revenue off of the Riverbend site. They do have private ambulances there. So even if we go down and render assistance, if we don't transport, we don't get any revenue from EMS billing. But there are times when they're able to handle it. There are times when we have to bring on staff on overtime. It's just an additional cost for us. And, we're looking at a way to resolve that because they're in operation, about 9 months of the year? And, you want to go
Yes.
ahead?
No, that's fine. You're on it. And
It's just, especially if we have to have a battalion chief down there like today.
Yeah, I mean, this is
and we may
our
have to have
resources.
Other chiefs that are backing
we
that
send them
individual
a
up.
bill?
We have no authority to bill them other than through the EMS billing cycle.
Okay.
So
Can we ask nicely?
we've done that before.
And they said
And-
no?
And pretty much so. But we, just to let everybody know, one of the big reasons we're doing what we're doing today is for the other 45,000 residents that still need our assistance.
Yep.
So that...
It's hot.
Yeah, and it becomes a drain on the system when people get together and have fun on hot days.
There's a lot of benefits, obviously, to having Riverbend in the township. It is a key part of our entertainment district, and that is an important facet of it. It's just, it's like the jurisdiction that plays host to the Renaissance Festival, where they have these massive influx of people, and they don't get the revenue because it's a not-for-profit organization.
This is an all-day
Is
affair?
Ticketmaster a non-for-profit organization?
No, it's not.
No.
Yes, it started at, I think, 11 this morning and goes till about 10 tonight.
So it's geared towards younger, I imagine, since most people work at 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock, it's a younger
Yes, I
crowd.
I think most of them have been between like 15 and 25 that we've responded. It's nice to get a hold of the parents too, because that helps. Don't always have to transport them.
Wow, well, thanks, Mark. Good.
You're
All
welcome.
the guys, thank you for doing their, their...
Okay, and again, thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it, and we work well with the sheriff's office. In a situation like this, we've been in constant contact with them because they help us find some of the patients that are lost.
Wow,
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
fun stuff. Township Administrator Vicky.
Mr. Severs has the first item this evening.
Hello, Mr. Severs.
Hello, Board of Trustees. I can talk over here. I have one item. I do have the first item tonight. We have been working, as the board's aware, for several months on transitioning the part of the former ACTV space into a cooperative working environment that we've deemed Anderson Co-works. The space is ready. Staff has been working. We've had a number of folks working on different aspects of this for quite some time. We think we're ready to go. We've got online. We went online with a press release yesterday, and we are ready to get this out in Anderson Insights, which will arrive in homes next week. We're very excited about the proposition, utilizing that space and serving a need in the community. So if the board is supportive of this, as I believe you are, we have a motion before you to establish the rental agreement, and this agreement would go live on our website on Monday, August 8th at 11 a.m., and we would start occupancy of the space. We're shooting for September 1st. So.
Great job.
I move to adopt the Anderson Co-works Facilities Rental Agreement in substantially the form before the board with such changes thereto not materially adverse to Anderson Township, as the Township Administrator and the Township's Law Director shall approve, and further authorizes Assistant Administrators, in addition to the Township Administrator, to sign on behalf of the Township.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Earth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, really, thanks for all your work on this, Steve. I think this is awesome.
It just, to brag on staff overall, I mean, the creativity of the idea, the rapidity with which they got everything done, the engagement of staff at every level, support staff, building attendance, it just, everybody's been involved in this and done a great job, so thank you for that. Ms. Parker has the next item.
I believe the board has a memo that would authorize me to renew the township's employee health insurance program. This would be continuing with our CLG group. We've had a very good experience participating in this group. Good service, the plan has been good, and the renewal rates have been good. For instance, well, this year, we're looking at a 3.6% premium increase. In the last 2 years, we've seen a 0% increase and just under 4% increase, and those are all very competitive rates. So once again, this year, I would recommend that we remain with this group. By being part of the group, it increases our buying power and gets us the better rate. So I would ask for the board's consideration of that motion, please.
I move to authorize the Assistant Township Administrator for HR to renew the township's employee medical insurance plan as presented.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Gerth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. The last item is an announcement of Greater Anderson Days, which is coming up Friday, July 29th, Saturday the 30th, and Sunday the 31st at Beach Acres Park. Anderson Township has participated in this festival since it began in 1999. We have been a funding partner. We fund the security on the festival grounds. We also fund the transportation, the shuttle bus service that runs from McNicholas High School for the 3-day event. This year's cost to the township is approximately $3,800 for the security and for the shuttle bus. In addition to that, we do have paramedics on site when possible, if they're not busy deployed throughout the township. We do have Sheriff's Citizens Patrol members assist with security throughout the event, and we do have a township booth which is staffed. Those costs are not included in that $3,800. The entities that benefit from the proceeds of Greater Anderson Days include the Park District's Anderson Foundation for Parks and Recreation, the Anderson Area Chamber of Commerce, and then proceeds from the charitable Game & Go to American Legion Post 318. Our booth this year, we have a couple of different booths. First of all, the township booth, which will be in between the school district and the park district booth. We are going to focus on what we are doing to combat heroin within the township. We will have displays that show how heroin has impacted the entire township. We will also have wristbands that we're handing out to try to help educate our youth. They are orange and white, the Heroin Coalition colors, and they say Anderson Township, say no to drugs. So we will be handing those out in an effort to get to our young people. The fire department and sheriff's department are also going to have active displays over in the children's area. Children will be able to come and use a garden hose to put out a house fire. They'll be able to walk through a smoke trailer that's on loan from Union Township and a few other apparatus. So we encourage people to stop by our tent, our booth, and talk to us, and encourage people to bring their children and see what the fire and sheriff's department's all about. So if you have any questions about that, if not, that's all we have this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the forecast is a little bit cooler next weekend. Let's hope so.
We need a misting booth.
I don't want it to rain, though. With that, I'd like to remind everyone that our next regular board meeting will be August 18th, 2016 at 6 p.m. Residents should call 688-8400 to confirm. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for coming.